right? You got to make them feel bad about doing their job. You got to make them feel particularly bad when in fact they've done something wrong. Ooh, I'm going to get even with you. I can fire you, you know. You're that close. Goals and workloads are unfair. That's the do-to guy. He's pushing them as far as he can until they snap. And they will be also the managers who will say, well, she can do it, how come you can't? Right? They have poor communication. They'll come out and, you know, fly around, make a lot of noise, give a lot of orders and commands, and then go back in their office and close the door and get on the phone and do something completely different and never follow up until it goes bad. And then all of a sudden they'll be back flying around making a bunch of noise again. Poor communication. They threaten you. If you feel threatened at work, get out. Or at the very least, have a talk with that manager and say, you know what? The way you're speaking to me and the way you're treating me makes me feel threatened. And often, that person has been trained to threaten by their boss. And they don't know that they're doing anything wrong. They figure that's management. They figure that's leadership. The business is doing all right now. So why should I change? Why shouldn't I threaten people like they did? It worked in 1959. Why doesn't it work in 2011? It just doesn't work. How can they learn anything when you're doing it all for them? They're just going to learn around the periphery. They're going to learn the little bits and pieces, but they never know how to do the big job. They'll never replace you, and none of us live forever. Employees become dependent on you. They never learn how to do it themselves because they know you'll pick it up and do it for them. The manager, you, becomes frustrated, right? What's wrong with these employees? They can't do anything for themselves. Well, of course they can't, because you've always done it for them. They don't have the skill, the knowledge, the talent, the ability, any of the natural tendencies to get things done. So you become frustrated too. Then what have you got? Then you've got employees in management who don't get along, right? The employees become bored. If you have bored employees and you're not because you're too busy, delegate, right? And you'll see it. I've seen it in every workplace I've ever walked into, people sitting around talking to each other, and not because they want to talk to each other, because they're bored and they've got nothing else to do. And you go in the manager's office, he's got files stacked to the ceiling in there, and, well, why do you have so many files and they have so few? Well, these are too complicated for them. Only I can do these things, right? But why don't you train them to do it? Well, I haven't got time, right? It's this vicious circle of time. The time that you save after the fact, after you've done the training, will just make your life that much easier. And then you can be the one who's sitting around talking because you're bored, but you'll find something to do. 2-4 managers, their employees have no personal growth. Simple as that. They're just putting in time, and they will leave eventually, probably, and find a job where they do get some growth. And guess what? At the end of the day, the employee gives up because they're going nowhere fast and they're having no desire to be at work every day. That's your do for a manager. Well, if I don't do it myself, it's not going to get done. And I had to start trusting people, and I had to start giving up the reins of control to other managers and department heads and whatnot. And you know what I found? In most cases, they did it better than me, right? And when they stumbled, I would go back and say, well, we appear to have stumbled here. Well, how shall we fix that? Oh, I'm really sorry, Wayne. I'm going to get that done for you. And they were doing it for me because I had given them the responsibility, and they were so pleased to be able to help. They were pleased to be able to take control of their own position. It's really a wonderful thing when you start to delegate and you see people really grasp on and say, yeah, I'm in charge too. I'm in charge of my thing.